Greetings, Algo artisans. Trump is okay with Bitcoin? Pretty big news here. We're going to take a look at the news and the charts, and we're going to jump in right now. All right, so we're looking here at Maga Tether. This is over on Bitmart as well as MexC, and this was listed back in January. And let's take a quick look at the percent gain up to the top. Looks like at a peak it was up about 8,000% and currently up 4,500 or so percent, 4,400% since that listing. So great gains on that. However, there was a pretty big pop, and you can see it right here at the far right of the chart. Now, this is the daily chart, so this news came out yesterday, and we can see how well price has done since then. From the low a couple days ago, price is now up almost 100%, about 88%. So nice big pop on that news. And this is a larger Trump coin. There are some smaller coins that have done really well. Let's go ahead and take a look deeper, and we'll also take a look at what he said, and we'll get the reactions. It says here, Trump says he is quote unquote good with Bitcoin and crypto, claims that Biden doesn't understand digital assets. I might argue that Biden doesn't understand quite a few things, but let's not get terribly political here. Let's read the article. Former President Donald Trump says he is now good with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. At an event for Trump NFT holders at his Mar-a-Lago resort, Trump told attendees that regulatory hostility is driving crypto firms out of the U.S. He says, if you like crypto in any form, it comes in a lot of different forms. If you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump. He also says that he will accept donations to his campaign in Bitcoin and crypto. Now, during his presidency, Trump had a different take on crypto industry and criticized digital assets for the potential to facilitate unlawful behavior. This is back when he was saying, I'm not a fan, talked about illegal activity and drug trade, which is typical of people who are against crypto. They always want to say it's used for illicit means. However, if you take a look at the data, it's actually the US dollar that is used for more illicit means. And I've even heard it said that Amazon gift cards used more than crypto for illicit means. Now, if you ask me, pretty hard thing to actually quantify, because how do you know? If it's people using things for illicit means, how do you calculate that if you never know exactly what's going on? And that includes all assets, dollar and other. So let's move on. Now, here's the actual speech.
They are against it. Biden doesn't even know what it is. If you ask Biden, sir, are you for or against crypto? What's that? What the? Get me off the stage. He's saying, get me off the stage. No, he has no idea. But look, Gensler is very much against it. The Democrats are very much against it. And I say this, a lot of people are very much for it, probably a lot of the people in this group. And I'm fine with it. I want to make sure it's good and solid and everything else, but I'm good with it. And if you like crypto in any form, and it comes in a lot of different forms, if you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump.
And obviously talking about how the Democrats are against it, Biden is against it. Now, Trump, again, he was against it some time ago, so it makes me wonder, is this a Trump thing or is it a Republican thing? That maybe, or say a conservative thing, that crypto is not such a bad thing. Because not long ago, every politician was against it, and now you do have some politicians coming to be for it. Also, you have to ask, is this just a calculated move on Trump's part? Given his involvement in crypto, it might be just as real as it is for show, right? So now there's a new Trump token out there, and again, none of this is investment advice, so I don't own any of the Trump tokens at this point. Not to say that I won't, but there is one. Find it over on Dex Tools. We'll take a look at it, and it says here, new Trump token skyrocket fuel next meme coin SZN on base. As Trump continues to push up an emerging second rally leg move, Trump MAGA base is currently trading at a market price of 0.399 cents, representing a 24-hour change of 23,000%. This comes after a sensational launch saw Trump token gain immediate traction following its launch at 2:40 a.m. UTC on May 8. Substantial trading volume surged into the project around 5:30 a.m., triggering an exceptionally impressive 3,300%, really 3,400% climb to hit an all-time high at 0.69 cents. However, the impressive gains triggered a fire sell-off, which saw Trump price tumble down 85%. Pretty typical. This is essentially a meme coin. Again, I don't own this particular coin. I don't play in the meme coins too often. If there is a meme coin project that I have information on, then of course I might be interested in doing so, but I really don't sit and play, over on Pump Fun or anything like that. It's not my style. But it does also show this double bottom support, as you can see here, at about 0.1 cents, and set the stage for a resurgent second rally move, which has so far seen the price climb an initial 300% before stalling beneath upside resistance at 0.42 cents. So that's actually a pretty healthy move, and they're talking about this maybe, being the next Doge or whatever it is. Okay, fine. There is the election season coming up. up. I think shrimp coins will do pretty well. I think it's a great meme. I think it's going to be a strong meta. However, again, it is a meme coin. I don't own this. I don't plan to own it. Not yet. Just because I don't plan to own it doesn't mean I won't own it. However, we can take a brief look at the chart and the order book over on DEX Tools. And so here it is. The trade history is going back to May 7th, so I'm not seeing a lot happening in the recent times here. So it did pretty well. It held right here, 0.01, just like it talked about in that article. You can see this double bottom right there. And this is a good looking chart when as meme coins go. This is a strong move up, and all it would take is some kind of marketing or some kind of promotion or something like that. We're looking at a market cap of over $1 million, which is pretty strong, and for it to stay right here is also pretty strong. So what'll happen is for the moment it does look like, again, the market has gotten quiet, and the fact that it hasn't sold off does show that a lot of people are having some confidence in this. So interesting stuff. Before we end the video, let's go ahead and take a brief look at Bitcoin so we can at least get some data. Okay, so Bitcoin, we talked about it this morning and yesterday, and price did go ahead and push that lower bound that I was talking about and has already bounced up. Now, part of this bounce up might have been from the unemployment numbers that came out this morning. So unemployment was about a 10% miss to the upside, meaning that there was more unemployment claims. There were more unemployment claims than expected. So with that being the case, that would mean that the market expects cuts to come sooner, and therefore the dollar would get weaker and everything would trade up against the dollar. And this actually sparked a pretty strong buying frenzy on a lot of markets, in particular Forex. It moved quite a lot. The unemployment number is a weekly number, so it tends not to be very strong. You know, if it's a big surprise, it can be as strong as anything. I don't see a 10% miss being very strong, but for some reason, a lot of markets are surging on that data. Now, we do have the bond auction coming up, and I think that's in about an hour, and that's one to watch because right now the bond market is really what the big money is paying attention to, and there is not a lot of demand for the bonds, and this is for the 30-year auction. So the demand for the 30-year bond is going to say a lot about American debt, who's interested in it, and whether or not the Fed has to buy a lot of this debt to actually fund the economy. So the less the Fed buys, the better. But with the yields continuing to go up, meaning that the demand is dropping, meaning that they're trying to attract investors, that's not a good sign. And the markets were kind of selling off into that, although it seems as if the markets have caught their bottom, and Bitcoin is no exception right here. So this blue candle that you see right here shows that the market is bouncing and it's holding above this this kind of range that I drew this morning. I'll redraw it right now, where you have a lot of wicks right here between about 59.5 and 61.4. This is an area that has been protected. Price did dip below that a little bit, but in the end, price was rejected to the upside numerous times back in April, and for now, we can say it has been so again as of early May. Right now, I would expect price to either range a little bit here and then make a decision up or down, and at this point, I'm not confident either way for the short term up or down with Bitcoin. I do think after 4 to 8 weeks, we'll probably see price continue to resume its bullish move. For now, we're just going to have to keep an eye on price action in the algos, and if there is a break below 56,000 right here, this 56.5, then we probably will see price go down to 53, but I'm not looking at that just yet. I want to see price and how it behaves at the bottom of this multi-month range that we saw happen at the end of the ETF news and through the halving data. Okay, so again, Bitcoin post halving lull usually is 8 to 10 weeks, and we are just a couple weeks into that, so there's plenty of time for Bitcoin to go sideways. And if Bitcoin were to stay above 61,000, in my opinion, that I think the altcoins might actually start to see a little bit more action, but I do think that the market is watching to see if it moves down a little bit more and finds a new bottom. So until then, there's going to be some uncertainty in the altcoin market, and some altcoins will suffer and or stagnate. All right, well, I hope this data was helpful. I know we've been helpful to a lot of our customers. We have a lot of satisfied customers, and let's hear from one of them who has sent us a testimonial. Here we go.
This is ThinkFree's Algo Factory testimonial. I began my prescription for Algo Factory the summer of 2023. I am now 70 years old, and I have set a goal to have a supplementary income by learning to trade. I have been putting in about 3 to 4 hours per week of study time. In spite of this small time of commitment, I am determined to learn to trade. I set a goal of slow, steady progress in my learning. It is now March of 2024, and I have been delighted that through the articulate speech and hands-on help and support from Cowboy, I have developed an algo that looks very promising. I've come to appreciate Cowboy's remarkable ability to communicate and teach. He's not just knowledgeable, but also very creative in his shoot-from-the-hips approach. I wonder, is that where the name Cowboy came from? I have followed the Algo Cowboy and V the Guerrilla Economist for more than 3 years and have found them to be very respectful, caring, and firmly rooted in reality. By that I mean they have a clear, deep, no-nonsense understanding of the world we live in, not just in trading and economics, but geopolitically and, dare I say, spiritually as well. For me, this fact makes working with them all the more gratifying and secure. This has and continues to be a great investment of my time and money. Also ends up being fun with the humor that is shared amongst our Algo Factory group members. Thank you, Cowboy.
Please come over to algofactory.tech. You can learn how I build my algos and how we build our algos. And when I say algo, I don't mean computer programming. I don't mean coding. I don't necessarily mean auto trading, although you can be on the path to building your own auto trader that trades for you while you're gone. In the meantime, we help people build a trading plan that helps them extract money out of the market, and we're over at algofactory.tech. So please come see us. Don't forget, trade your job, upgrade your life. We'll see you on the next one.